So today is July 26th, and it's been almost 3 weeks since I have done my last video tour of my garden. So we're going to go ahead and get started. So this is a hibiscus plant, and it is so healthy. It's loving this grow bag, and yeah, yep. So every day there's just so much new growth. Yeah, it's just super happy. So I'm excited to see flowers on that finally. This is a tomato plant, Chadwick cherry tomato plant. This is Italian large leaf basil. It's yummy. These are actually beefsteak tomatoes, and there's several on here. Let me see if I can move this. And yeah, so they don't really look like beefsteak tomatoes to me, so I don't know. I hope I have them marked correctly. You never know. Um, I have cosmos flowers. I have two little containers of parsley. I had to start them fresh because, well, my other parsley got overrun by flowers. These sunflowers are amazing. These are called cherry rose sunflowers. Let me see if I can. It's absolutely stunning. I am having a problem. You can see here. Whoops, sorry. You can see here. I'm having a problem with birds and chipmunks. I have deer. I have squirrels. I have raccoons, everything, right? So this is a different kind of sunflower. And then when I go over here, I have another smaller hibiscus doing just as well as the big one. Over there, I have my nasturtium, which are growing all new leaves and flowers. I didn't know that that was going to happen, but it's like taking off again all by itself. It's pretty amazing. So you can even see, like right here, see all that new growth? Yeah, it's pretty amazing. Over here in this bed or this container, I have some sunflowers, as well as I have Sweet William growing around, and I have, oh, I think that's it in that one. But my sunflowers, they're either, like these right here are okay. I don't know if you can see them or if it's too dark. That one, I don't know, I think it's just seen better days. This over here are dwarf marigolds, and it is absolutely stunning. And yep, my friend Julie Rose sent me seeds from her flowers from last year, and it's very successful. So I'm super happy about those. These two bags right here are carrots. My first round I harvested a while back. This over here is some cilantro I'm trying to get going. I have chives, basil. This bag here is Super Sweet 100 tomato plant. Look at this sunflower. The birds really got that. And it happens to be birds that are called American goldfinch. And they're beautiful yellow and black birds. But boy, they're doing a number on my sunflowers, as you can see. And yet other sunflowers they don't touch. But what is happening, let me back up a little bit. What's happening is, like, so they have been eating, right, the sunflowers up there. And then what happens is all of that falls, and it falls into my pots. And like this one over here, it falls into my raised bed. So you know next year I'm going to be getting all different kinds of volunteer sunflower plants. Oh my gosh. Um, Tiny Tim tomato, Roman chamomile. So that chamomile grows to about only 6 inches, 6 inches tall. And I have my second round of bush beans growing here, basil, um, bell pepper, bell pepper. That is actually a butternut squash. I had seeds from a butternut squash that I ate last year, and I decided to, well, let me plant some. So I did, and they're growing. Back here is more tomatoes. These are Chef Choice black tomatoes, and they are lovely, and they're my favorite tomato. There's more over here. This is a second plant over here. I have 3 Chef Choice black tomato plants. This over here, like, look at my strings. I did not prune this particular tomato plant. This is a small cherry, red cherry tomato, and that's actually the name of the plant. And it's wild, so I have all kinds of string trying to hold it up. But you can see, I mean, the tomatoes are really small. They're my smallest tomato. I have basil back there. I try to have basil near all of my tomato plants. They seem to help with the hornworms. So that back there is a sun gold tomato plant. Well, I'll show you that when I get around the other side. Here I have another round of bush beans. So these are, I don't know, a couple weeks behind the other ones that I showed you. I'm actually trying to grow butternut squash, not butternut squash, butter crunch lettuce, which is said to be a heat-resistant lettuce. So I'm trying. I live in New Jersey, so it gets hot, but I'm trying. I was very successful with lettuce in the spring, and I'll plant more maybe in a few weeks for my fall garden. That is a purple opal basil. This is a Chadwick cherry tomato plant. Yeah, of course I have at this point tomatoes on all of my plants, but not all of them are ripening just yet. This right here that's a super sweet 100 tomato plant, lots of green tomatoes. This is a Genovese basil. And then over here I have 2 beds and some different containers. So over here, so my nasturtium, I have more nasturtium over here, and I had to take a whole slew of it out because it is wild. I had no idea. I love it. And yeah, I mean, it grows like really, really long. I mean, like, look at that. I love it though. So this is more super sweet 100s. I also did not really prune this one back, but I am now because, well, I'll show you what I'm doing, but there are some tomatoes in there that are almost ripe. And so like what I did was, so like this branch over here was just getting so long that I ended up cutting it so it won't grow any longer. So I'm now trying to control. Well, there's a bee. Hi, bee. Well, he's pollinating my tomatoes. Let me see if I can zoom in and get him. There he is. Hi, bee. Oh, he just took off. There he is. See him? Aw. I never thought I would love bees. This up here are more sunflowers. I'll show you again when I get on the other side. I think I'm in the shade right now. So, And these buckets, I have like 3 buckets around my garden where I just basically, throw whatever in there, just so it's easy for me and I don't have to walk too far. I have 2 Tiny Tim tomato plants here. This one is ripening. I have eaten one off of that. Here's another butternut squash and more of the butter crunch lettuce. So we'll see what happens there. I don't know. This is more basil, lemon basil. Another sun gold tomato plant. Over here I have my dahlias, which I don't think I'm going to grow again, although I have to say the bees do love them. So, yeah, but I don't know that I want to grow them again. And then the sunflowers up there. This is my marshmallow plant, and it looks a little wild. It is wild, to be honest, but I love it. And it's so soft. It's like softer than velvet. It's really unusual. And this over here is my calendula, and it's doing quite well. Quite well. And these are from seeds from my flowers from last year. So are the dahlias. Those are seeds from my flowers from last year. So are 95% of the sunflowers from last year. This marshmallow is perennial, so that came up all by itself. Yeah. Yep. And over here is another Chef Choice Black tomato plant, and I have 3 tomatoes in the house that are just about ready to eat from that plant. I have a lot of alyssum. Well, I have it on both ends of this one bed. These beds are 3 feet by almost 6 feet, each of them. But the alyssum, I planted alyssum. Well, I planted it on May 1st. I can tell you exactly when I planted the seeds. And it's still flowering. So I can highly recommend alyssum. And it does grow over, whoops, let me see if I can get this right. It does grow over the side of the beds. It's gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. So I can highly recommend alyssum. These are tall marigolds, Cracker Jack marigolds. So those are just starting to open. I have a beefsteak tomato plant here. I took 3 of them off because I didn't like the way they looked, 3 tomatoes. But there are more tomatoes on here. So let me see if I can, there we go. There's some tomatoes. So I'm gonna just let it be, let it do its thing. I have some onions down there. And I failed at radishes again. So yeah. But so those are some sunflowers. Over here I have, why can't I, oh, poppies. They're California poppies, and I bought more for next year. More different colors. So, I have up here, well, the purple are cosmos, and they're tall. They are probably 4 feet tall or close to 4 feet tall. Super pretty. Super pretty. I mean, almost as tall as one of my sunflowers. Very tall, but they look super pretty. And then this is a sun gold tomato plant. So I have, I think, 18 tomato plants, 6 or 7 different varieties. Yep. And there's my alyssum on this side of the bed. And then last but not least, in here, I have bell pepper, I have more lettuce, and I have another basil over there. So that is it. I'm gonna scoot around this way. Oh, this is my raspberry bush. So I got it, I ordered it online, and it's huge. I mean, it's like huge. When I got it, it was probably, I don't know, 2.5 feet tall, and it's going wild. So I'm hoping it isn't ever bearing, and I do have it in a 10-gallon grow bag. I figure, well, let me just give it a try. But it is ever bearing, and I did prune back the canes that were brown, and so hopefully in the fall I will get more raspberries. I only got a couple, so, but it's a new bush, so it's going to take a while. But anyway, so yeah, so this is, I'm going to have a whole bunch more sunflowers up top there. The deer ate a lot of my sunflowers. I mean, at one point I had over 30 sunflowers. Oh, in here, I don't know that I showed you this. I have a couple bell pepper plants in there. I have more, oh, that's another butternut squash. And then these two are lettuce, the butter crunch lettuce. This I think is a weed, but I'm gonna let it grow a little bit. That right there, just to make sure, because I'm not 100% sure. So that is it. So that is my garden as of July 26th, 2024. And I'm super happy with it. So you can see I have everything from a raised bed on wheels to plastic containers to grow bags, right? I have 6-sided raised beds. I have 2 of them. And I have 2 of the raised beds that are 3 feet by almost 6 feet. And more containers and grow bags and all that fun, excuse me, all that fun stuff. So that's it, everybody. Let me know if you have any questions. And thank you so much for being here and watching. Please go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Thanks. Bye.